Hello and welcome back to Only Fools and SAFC. Tonight's show is Inside the Opposition. As you know, Premier League this season, I'm trying to get the thoughts of opposing fans ahead of our games at the weekend. Tonight, I'm so pleased to be joined by a fellow Fanalysis and from Man United, Chris Edwards from MUFC Fanalysis. Chris, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing fine, Wayne. Thanks for having me on board today. Looking forward to having this little segment with yourself and more importantly, the game at the weekend.
Aye, good to have you on. You might have seen Chris as well. Chris has been on Sky Sports quite a few times already this season as part of Analysis. So how have you enjoyed that experience?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Obviously, you grow up as a child wanting to, play in the Champions League. But next best thing is to work on Sky Sports. So yeah, I've done that 3 times. So hopefully that's not the end of it. Looking forward to more opportunities to go on Sky Sports and share my thoughts on Manchester United.
It's been good. I've been on once. I was on one on the Saturday night show, and then I also did the Premier League show, which is not broadcast in the UK, but I had a 10-minute slot on there, which was good and interesting. So it's good that we are getting these opportunities to do this kind of media thing. So long may it continue. I mean, obviously, we'll get straight into it. Man United, there's a lot of things to talk about, probably hence why you've been given quite a few opportunities. To put you straight on the spot, Chris, what's going wrong at Man United? What's happening?
What isn't going on at Man United? It's probably the easier question. We are just capitulating, absolutely sloppy, from management to running of the club to the players, the transfers. Although the transfers have been a little bit better this past summer, I just think it's just anarchy at the moment. And literally, Manchester United, whenever that name comes up, you just see the clown music coming in. And everyone's just expecting a fumble. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment.
I mean, on paper though, Chris, you've still got a really, really good squad. So is it Amorim? Is it the players don't want to play for him? Is it? I mean, there's rumours that he's stubborn and won't change his tactics. So is it a case of a mixture of all them things, or can you put it down to one particular thing of why you're struggling?
I think you're right. I think there's a mixture of categories that are affecting what's going on at Manchester United. For me personally, I put 80, 90, it's rising, 95% on the manager. I just think that some of the choices that he's making, the decisions in game are not up to scratch. His selections are confusing. This refusal to veer away or even kind of just adapt his tactics mid-game is really confusing for me, especially since every single manager does that. Jose Mourinho, I use him as an example because he is Amorim's compatriot. When he came into the Premier League, he blew us all away with his 4-3-3 formation, but then sometimes you'd see him take off William Gallas and throw on Ida Gudjohnsen up front, and he'd end up with a 3 at the back. Yeah. Sometimes he'd take Didier Drogba off, and you're thinking, what's he doing? He put Joe Cole in the second striker, as we called it back then, and then he'd put on another defender. Like Mourinho had his strategy and his tactics, but he amended them to the situation and the in-game that he was seeing in front of him, and Amorim just doesn't seem that he can do that.
It's mad. I mean, like you say, I've watched us a couple of times this season, and when things are not working, he just refuses to change the system. Or like you say, if you're getting beat, why not stick an extra forward on? And yes, you've seen Harry Maguire going in front for the last 15-20 minutes, but the whole tactical thing, I just didn't get it. It's really strange, and it must be really frustrating for you watching that week in, week out.
Yeah, 100%. It's frustrating when I see he takes off Patrick Dorgu. He's got Leon, who we brought in the summer. He's even, you could even put Dallo on the left wing back and then put Mazraoui or Amad Diallo on the right wing back, but he doesn't. He puts Mason Mount there.
Yeah.
When is Mason Mount a left wing back? I just don't understand it. So this is where I'm thinking is in-game management. It's almost like he's playing, fantasy Premier League.
Yeah,
where you can't change your team mid-game week, and that's what he does during the games. He literally just puts out the team, thinks that's it. Every game he substitutes like 2 central defenders, which I've never seen anything like that in my life. I think the record's 49 matches, and he's substituted the centre-backs 42 times. Wow. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that, and I just don't understand. For me, this 3 at the back system, I understand that it can work. And I think some people get confused with the formation and the system, because the system is made up of the formation and the tactics that you use, hence why Glasner's works and ours doesn't. But when I see him playing 3 at the back against, no disrespect, against Grimsby's League 2 striker, why the central defenders against a League 2 striker? Why against Chelsea, when they go a man down and they take off Neto, they take off Palmer, all of their attacking talent, we're still playing with 3 at the back. Yeah. This is where you should be going at them gung-ho and throwing another attacker, even if it's not a striker, just throwing a midfielder just to kind of control the midfield a little bit more. But time and time again, he has, I'm not the biggest Bruno fan, as, surprising it might sound, but I feel sorry for him as well. Him and Ugarte or whoever's with him, it's always 2 players against 3, sometimes even 4. It's just ridiculous.
It's mad. And I'm so surprised after seeing his record before he came. I mean, he was at Sporting, and the record that he had there was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I know the Premier League's a massive step up, but I just don't get it. He's just so stubborn, and that unwillingness to change, I think, is going to be his downfall. So, based on that, I mean, how close do you think he is from getting the sack? Have the owners backed him? Have they come out and given him that dreaded vote of confidence?
Well, the dreaded vote of confidence, I'm praying for it, if I'm being honest. I'm giving him my vote of confidence because I want him gone. If it was down to me, he would have been gone in April this year, before even got close to the final. So I think for Amorim, I gave him 10 games to change my mind at the start of the season. I went on Sky Sports and I said, I'll give him 10 more games.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong, Amorim. You came in early last season, later than what you wanted to. You wanted the preseason. You've had your preseason. Yeah. And you've even had an extra 9-10 months worth of grace to work with the players, figure out who's good for the system and who's not. He's added in his own players, and some of them don't even fit the system he's got. So I'm confused on what's happened there as well, but I don't think he's got long. I hear that there's rumors about there's a clause in his contract that if he gets sacked before 1st of November, that there's going to be extra compensation. Really? So, there's a bit of a rumor on that. So whether that's true or not, but if I'm, Ionos, he's gone tonight, right after watching this stream. I'm saying, down to Chris and Wayne has said, "You're on your bike, mate.
See you later." But who would you want as his replacement if he did get rid of him here now? Who would? I mean, I don't know how far this is true, but I have heard some stories about Gareth Southgate being linked, about Graham Potter being linked. I mean, surely not. Surely a club like Man United should not be gone for Graham Potter and Gareth Southgate.
Gareth Southgate is someone I do not want. I didn't want him for England either, because I feel, and this is a little segue, that he failed the country because he should have won against Italy. Yeah. Anyway, Southgate's not the guy that I want. He's too conservative, too pragmatic. He doesn't have the tactical acumen. He's basically like a more boring Solskjaer, which I don't think is something that could be achieved. I mentioned previously about Glasner. I said instead of we've all heard the term Prem-proven players. I think it's about time Manchester United explore Prem-proven managers. Yeah. So I think that should be the buzzword for Manchester United going forward. Glasner, Areola, just a couple of Thomas Frank we missed out on. I don't know why we didn't try him. Yeah. And conveniently, he's gone to Spurs, who whooped us in the final last year. So I think those are 3 that could, kind of come in. But I have a sneaky feeling that if Amorim does go, we got an interim manager that might come in the name of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, I've heard that bandied about as well. I've even heard Michael Carrick said he would fancy the job as well again as a caretaker, but I didn't know. It's a very strange situation. But Areola, for me, I think what he's done with Bournemouth, he's done absolutely tremendous. I think he'd be an absolutely cracking choice. But I know Glasner plays the similar type of formation, doesn't he, as Amorim? So he could be kind of a straight replacement, but better.
Yeah, 100%. And, I referenced it before. I think a lot of people think they see 3 at the back with the wing backs and think that it's a defensive formation, but that's not the case. Juventus used to play that religiously for years, and that was one of the most attacking, forces in Europe. So it's literally down to the tactics that you give and the directions you give to each player in the system. So I think Glasner could be a good choice. I think for the players that we've got, 4-3-3 would probably suit better for people like Mbeumo, for Cunha, even for Bruno and Kobe Mainu, who seems ostracized from the team at the moment for some reason. But yeah, those two play better in a midfield three as part of an 8, as opposed to just 2 double pivot 8s. So yeah, I think Areola would be a brilliant signing alongside Glasner as well. Either one. 2
great managers. I mean, I was going to get your thoughts on your transfer business. So just being there, you've got, Cunha and Mbeumo. Obviously, you've got Ahmad as well, who we love up here. We so wish he would come back to us, but and he's playing him as a right wing back. I just didn't get it. But what's your thoughts on your transfer business? I mean, and Mbeumo has struggled. Cunha's and I's been injured, but he struggled a bit. Is it the formation? Is it the tactics that's affecting these kind of flair players not producing the goods?
Yeah, I kind of couple Cunha and Mbeumo. They're almost like my Anton Deck of the team, or Monday Night Football's Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. But yeah, I think with Mbeumo, I call him almost like the Dennis Irwin, in the sense of, outside of GA, which is not happening for him at the moment, he gives you like a 7 out of 10, kind of /8 out of 10 every single game. And Cunha, I think, can hit heights a little bit more, can get the 9 and 10s, but he's either going to be a 9 or a 10, or he's going to be as low as a 6 or a 5, a lot more frequently. So, but Mbeumo, you kind of always keep seeing him going in Ahmad's place on the right side. He keeps pulling out to the right flank, which is his natural position. So between Cunha and himself, who got collective nearly 30 plus goals, 40 goals between them. Last season, they were playing from the wing coming in. So now we've got them as central attacking midfielders, and it's just not working. So I think the system's letting them down, and Amorim's letting them down. And with Ahmad, who's one of the, if I didn't get Fanalysis 25 on the back of my shirt, it would have been Amad Diallo instead. So he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, class player. And I saw it years ago, and I think even his anticipation, he's not a defender, but his anticipation and his pressing ability is brilliant. It's second to none in the team. So it is a bit of a waste having him out there, but I do see why he's got him in that position, because I think to make this formation and this system work best, you need more attacking minded players in those. So, or at least just one defensive in Dorgu, one attacking, or vice versa. But Ahmad's been let down as well. He's not even getting game time. And don't get me started on Kobe Mainu. I literally don't understand what's going on. That was going to be my next question on Kobe Mainu. I don't understand how we kind of get in your team at the moment. I mean, what a player! From what I've seen of him, but what a player! When I've seen him play for England, he's never let us down. When he's played for you, he's never let you down. Very, very rarely. I just don't get it. I mean, also as well on that one. I mean, what's your thoughts on Rashford as well? I mean, Rashford, I don't know whether he's down tools for you. I don't know what the Man U fans think of Rashford, but he's gone to Villa, did all right. He's now gone to Barcelona, and he seems back to his old self. So, what happened there? For me, it charts all the way back to his debut, and I think the place that Manchester United were in at the time, although we finished second and third and fifth, and we was in and around the Champions League spots, our team wasn't worthy of that position. We were probably more 6, 7, 8. A lot of the players that came in at the time, Rashford included, are players that were developing. He didn't get a full development. Even at this point in his career, or even a couple of years back when he's getting the goals and he gets his purple patch in the season, he's never been, to me, an upper echelons type of player who's going to be, imagine a Man United team of 07, 08. He probably wouldn't even saw the bench. We had Nani, who is better than Rashford, in my opinion. He really got game time. So I think the problem with Rashford is he got promoted too quickly. We didn't get to invest in him as much as we needed to before he got to the first team. And then players that, he's a player that you'd probably want to bring on as a super sub. Right. And I think what happened is he ended up being a starter way before he should have been. And that just kind of ruined and curtailed his career. I think a lot of people bring up his stats at the moment. He's first, I think, he's top for like touches in the box, for his shots on target, for interceptions, all that kind of stuff. But if you kind of marry that up against his last season, or even his last 2 seasons at Manchester United, it doesn't even compare with Barcelona. So, you can see that it's more of an effort thing. And I just think he just fell out of love with the situation at the club. and it happens.
It certainly seemed that way. It just seemed to down tools, didn't he? You could see he wasn't happy in his football, which is a shame. It's a shame, but I'm so pleased that he went to Newcastle and scored 2 goals there the other week, which made me happy, made my night. But so from a Sunderland perspective, then how do you think? Do you see us as a genuine threat at the weekend? And now newly promoted side, but we've started the season really well. We've had a good result at Palace. We beat Forest at the weekend. What's your thoughts on us? Are you worried about us turning up there at the weekend?
Yeah, anyone's a threat to us at the moment. Anyone. But yeah, with Southampton, I have had a look, with the history between us, over the last 10 years, it's always ended up either Manchester United win or we get like a high scoring draw, 2-2s and 3-2s or something like that. But I'm saying that I'm no more confident than any of those years at all, especially with how we're playing. I think I've always loved Southampton as a club, the ethos, the youth players that you've brought.
Sunderland, not Southampton.
Sunderland, sorry. Freudian slip.
Same colour.
Freudian, yeah. Don't crucify me, everyone. Yeah, so there's been, we've had some trouble with Sunderland, over the years here and there. I think you're definitely poised to probably pick up another win, and I'm I don't want to say I'm in two minds here. Of course, I want Manchester United to win, but with a cry if we don't, and he pushes Amorim to the door, I probably won't.
The door, yeah.
I probably won't, but hey, Manchester United fans might be going to say you're not a real fan, but to me, I want the longevity of the club secured, and I think Amorim going is going to get us there faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunderland have always given a lot of headache to not just Newcastle fans, but to us as well. So.
I don't know how much you've seen of us this season, but is any of obviously we signed Xhaka, which for us was an absolutely unbelievable signing. So
brilliant signing.
Is there any other players have kind of caught your eye from us this season? Have you seen much of us play?
I haven't seen loads, if I'm being honest. I've been very, very busy. I've just come off holiday as well. So, I was in Greece watching the game, getting beat up. Ruined my holiday. But yeah, I think Granit Xhaka was a very good signing for you guys. I think that's kind of the experience to steal, and it kind of showcases that Arsenal fans didn't really kind of appreciate what he brought to the table, and I think they were expecting like a Cesc Fabregas or a kind of Patrick Vieira kind of esque player, and I'm like, not everyone's going to be at that level. So, but I think Xhaka proved himself when he went to Germany, and obviously he's come back now and he's been solid again. So yeah, I think Xhaka is someone that's shone for you.
He's been immense. I mean, you don't really see how good somebody is till you see them live. I mean, he did it at Arsenal and he went to Bayer Leverkusen. He won everything there, but when you see him, just what he does on the pitch, he's organised, he's telling people where to be, he's dictating play, he's got them all in huddles when there's a break in play, and it's just like unreal when you see players at that next level. But we've also signed some other good players. We've getting a lot of foreign players, but they've kind of hit the ground running. So, but where do you think we could hurt you at the weekend? And so, we normally play like a 4-2-3-1. So, is there any kind of formation what you struggle against, or what? I know you've struggled all season, but is there any formation in particular what you've struggled against this season?
It seems like it's like a loaded question because it's been every team, barring the start of the season. The curtain jerker, as they say. The one against Arsenal. Well, that's Arsenal. That's our main rivals. But I think with your system, with your 4-2-3-1, I think if your attacking midfielder keeps dropping into the hole to pick up the ball, and has your two 8s supporting that as well, I think that will cause us endless problems because again, it would just be the 2 guys against the 3, and if any one of your wider players drop into that as well, it becomes a 4 against 2. And I just think we're going to turn over possession to you because we don't really keep the ball. So we're not going to keep the ball. We're going to keep turning over possession like usual. And you'll probably catch us on a quick break. And then that will be goal number 1. And then as soon as that goes in, morale's down.
Yeah. And that's never something you would ever think you would hear from a Man United side, would you? Like from it's just so far from where you were to where you are now. I mean, it's such a shame and sad watching such a team from where you were from Alex Ferguson. Just seems to have been a slow decline since he left. I mean, take something to match Alex Ferguson. But I mean, some of the managers what you've had, David Moyes and all them, they just haven't been able to get to that level. Louis van Gaal and all them, haven't done it, have they?
Yeah, I think I feel sorry if I got time to go through them very quickly. I think David Moyes was the wrong selection, wrong time, wrong selection. The job was too big for him. I understand he was a Prem-proven manager, which I mentioned earlier. However, the stakes were not where they are now in the league. Back then, it was Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
You're coming after like one of the GOATs of the game, so you've got to make sure that's right. And I'll link it to someone else a little bit later on. Louis van Gaal, I think good tactically, because we wanted someone who had a bit more managerial gravitas, worked with big time players. Yeah. However, what I don't think Man United did was check on his status of how he played the game in today's era back then in 2014, 15, and he was a bit outdated. Then we brought in Jose Mourinho, who I thought should have come in directly after Sir Alex Ferguson. I think he would have been brilliant at that point. He still won trophies, even though people said that he's washed up, and we all know about the Tottenham scandal of firing him 4 days before the final. But yeah, he won again with Roma and brought them their first European title, and won all 3 European Cups. The first manager to do so. So I think Mourinho was great, but eventually it was always kind of the wheels were going to come off at that point within the 3-year margin. And then after that, we got obviously the man himself, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, coming in, which, he was one of my favorite Manchester United legends of all time, like as a player. But as a manager, he had the kind of players' ears. He put the arm around the shoulder, kind of give him that love, enthusiasm, kind of give him a bit of enthusiasm. But tactically, he was nowhere near where we needed to be. And I even said it in a couple of groups. I said, if we're going to keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we need to get someone in place as a number 2, similar to Carlos Queiroz with Alex Ferguson. Someone who tactically is advanced, who can help Ollie with the other side of the game. That's the only way I would have been happy with him, but we didn't do it. And then he ended up being the only manager, apart from Amorim, if he gets sacked, that hasn't anything whatsoever with the club. And then obviously we had Eric minus Ten Hag, who came in and just was a false prophet almost. He said he could do this and he just didn't do anything.
And didn't do anything. Well, that's it.
Any of it. Brought in half of his Ajax squad, players from the Dutch league, Donny van der Beek, Malacia, Martinez, all these players, Anthony that he worked with, but, still getting told he hasn't got his team. And I'm like, he's got his team. So, it was shocking. And then obviously now we landed on Ruben Amorim. So, we're seeing how that's going. And to be fair, I really wanted him to work. As a young manager. He's got a certain kind of class about him, an aura, that I kind of was like, he could be here for years and kind of be a Manchester United guy that's up there. But at the moment, he's in the bottom 1% for managers with points. I think, was he 34 points out of 33 games he's got? Which is like, I think only 5 managers in Premier League history have done worse than that.
That's terrible. Unbelievable. What a stat that is.
Absolutely terrible.
Aye, not good times for you, Chris, at the minute. But honestly, on Saturday, what's your thoughts what's your honest thoughts on how the game's going to go? And give us a score prediction for the weekend.
I feel funny because I thought after the Chelsea game, I thought we were going to kick on, and then I thought, Brentford. I said, Mbumo's back there. He's probably good for a goal. Should have took that penalty.
Yeah.
And then I thought, we'll probably get a 2-0 out of them. And then obviously we just got slapped by 3-1. Should have been worse. I think with you guys, a lot of the fan base will probably think this is 2004 and probably expect like a 3-0, 4-0. I'm not optimistic at all. I think the most we'll probably get out of this is a draw. The most. And call me negative, but I just looking at the state of play, looking at the morale, looking at where the manager's mindset is at the moment. And I think a lot of players are going to be looking forward to getting away for the international break. Yeah. So I think they're not going to want to push themselves psychologically. They just want to get away from Manchester United. I think all that's going to come into play. So, it would be lucky to sneak a 1-0 victory, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
I appreciate you, honestly. I think, I mean, from our perspective, it's probably like it was against Forest last weekend. It's probably the best time to be playing yous.
Yeah.
I can't see he's been bad for that long. But having said that, it only takes long to keep the manager in. So I want to predict a win, but I'll be more than happy with a point. So 1-1 would do me fine as well.
Yeah, I just don't see it. And, I've been optimistic a couple of times this season. So don't get me wrong, fans who are watching this. I've been very optimistic, very behind the team. Like, come on, we can do this. I've been Mr. Man United, kissing the badge, and it's done nothing. I'll take my kiss back. But yeah, I just think, we're just at a point where morale's low. And I think when morale's low and you see tension starting to rise, the players are starting to bicker with each other. Bruno's rattled as well, and he's the captain. And to me, the captain's always the litmus test of where the squad is. And for him to miss how many penalties this season? I think it's 2 already. And then he's already through a couple of hissy fits. So he's got 2 penalty misses, 2 hissy fits. Yeah. So what else is going on? So I just think the state of the mindset of the players at the moment isn't in the best place. So, it'll probably take, if we're going to win, a bit of magic from like a Cunha, just cutting in, wrapping it top bins, and then we kind of 5-6 men behind the ball to kind of stave off your attack. And I think if we win, it will be along those lines.
Yeah, I think, listen to what you say, the first goal is going to be crucial. I think if we get the first goal, it could turn. I mean, I can't really see. I've heard the atmosphere turn toxic in Man United. But I mean, do the fans get on his back? Do they boo the side? I can't really see it. I've seen that. I heard that on the TV.
Yeah, I think he gets a mixture. He gets a mixture of kind of people cheering, because you get some die-hard fans who just believe, regardless of what's happening with the manager, just give them 100% backing, etc. There's nothing wrong with that. You can support the club exactly how you want. But there's other people who kind of the opposite, who are just hurling abuse after abuse. I'm not really like that. I kind of have a little laugh and a joke, but just looking at it objectively as much as I can. As I said, I just don't think he's the right manager because of how stubborn he's been with the system that he's got. But again, he's more than happy to prove me wrong and come up with something else. And again, he doesn't have to throw it away. But I just want to see some in-game management. Yeah. I just want to see some, if your 3 at the back isn't working, they're getting overrun in midfield, use one of them to go into midfield just to drop, to say, you know what, you're coming out for this game. Casemiro, if is he back for this game? Yeah. Should be. Go into midfield and just shore that up a little bit, take some pressure off the defence, to stop them in midfield without making them come all the way. Don't put Harry Maguire. Please do not put Harry Maguire as the last line of defense on the halfway line. When we're doing it. He did it against Haaland. We paid. He did it against he did it with Brentford. The same goal we conceded, the first one, was Harry Maguire on the halfway line, high line. I just don't understand it. But I just don't think we'll come away with a win. I think it will be a draw.
Yeah, well, I hope he's turned around. I just hope it's after this weekend.
We need it, because after this game, we've got the international break and we come straight back into Liverpool. So it doesn't get any. And to be fair, granted, our run hasn't been the easiest in the league. It has been a very tough run. So we've had Arsenal, we've had Chelsea. We're going to have Liverpool in a second as well. So it's not been the easiest start to the season. However, I've always said I don't mind. Not that I don't mind losing, but if we're going to lose, at least play well.
That's it.
Yeah, show a bit of passion, show a bit of heart, show a bit of quality, and just look like you're doing movements. And if we lose by an unlucky goal, fair enough. We lose, we applaud the better team. That's it. But at the moment, there's no style of play. There's no cohesion. Players are swearing, and you normally get that kind of banter and kind of agitation in football. But this looks more like frustration. Yeah. So it doesn't look good.
No, like you say, frustrating times. But look, Chris, thanks for coming on. I really, really appreciate you coming on and giving me your time. I know you're a busy man. Do you want to give your socials a plug and like what you're doing in the future?
Yeah, yes, please. Thank you for the time. Yeah, so guys, you can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube as well. I'm trying to start up. Wayne's obviously way ahead of me, and he's doing brilliantly with his channel at the moment as well. So I might take some tips from Wayne. Also on X as well for old folk like me, because I'm nearly 40. We call it Twitter still. So you can find me at MUFC Fanalysis, home of your fun, fair, and fearless Fanalysis, and that's my tagline. I've got a few videos coming up. There's a little bit with my son that I have a little bit of banter. He's 12 years old, and I've unfortunately subjected him to being a Man United fan. But he's hanging in there. So yeah, check out the videos and the content, and yeah, come along for the ride.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I will be putting a link out to this as well. So, and I will be inviting you as a collaborator on this one, Chris, as well. So you'll get a link and you'll be able to see how the video's performing. And I'll send you the copy so you can put on your channel as well. But any Sunderland fans, obviously, when other struggles Man U were having, head across to Chris's channel and watch out for that new content. Check other his socials as well. Got some great stuff on Instagram and on X. I've been following stuff quite recently, so he's very, very good. I'll be back with a match preview tomorrow for the Man U game, where I'll be giving my thoughts on how I think the game is going to go. I'll also be doing a match review after the game as well. Hopefully, after we've got a decent result. But Chris, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me on, Wayne. Appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
Sunderland's where we live and fight with pride.